My beautiful students. Today we're going to be exploring a little bit of GeoGebra. So what I want you guys to do to either go to your Launchpad, or if you already have it saved over here, go to the GeoGebra app and go ahead and open it up. Once you got it opened up, I want you to go to the algebra and graphics because we want the coordinate plane, so you want to go ahead and click that. Now let's make this a little bigger so that we're able to work with this. What I want you to do, the first step, is I want you to click, see where this coordinate plane right over here, I want you to click that, and I want you to click move, because we want to move things. You want to move this coordinate plane over and center it in the middle. What I want you to also to do is I want you to move this right over here and move it. Just give yourself a little bit more space for you to work with here. So the next thing I want to do is I want to fix this coordinate plane. Look at the numbers, they're not even, they're not where I want them to be. So the first thing I want to do is I see -9. This goes all the way to 11 here, so I want to make it even. So I'm going to make it -10, -10, and then down here we're looking at -5. Up here is 6. So let's move it a little up. Now we're looking at -6 and 6. Now the next thing I want you to do is I want you to right click. Right click on this, and then you want to go to graphics. This is going to help us fix this coordinate plane a little bit to what kind of numbers I want it to include. Now if you notice, my x minimum, so the lowest the x goes to is -10.54. That's what's showing over here. I want this to be -20, so I'm going to erase this and I'm going to put -20. If you notice, that's changed from -18, so right there we go, there's -20. I want my positive side to go from 10. I don't want it 10.8, I want it to be 20. Now that changed as well. Now let's look at our y min. So the lowest the y goes to is -6, and the highest that it goes up to is 6.7. This is what the y min and y max means. So we're going to change this to -20, and we're going to change the y max to +20. Now the next thing I want you to do, don't touch any of these. Later on when you have time, you can play around with them, change the colors. I want you to go to grid, and I want you to press show grid. Now if you notice, there's nothing here. You press show grid, voila. You've got these little grids that you're able to follow for you to be able to apply your points. And go ahead and X out of that. Now if you notice, this jumps from 0 to -5 to 10. I don't like that. So if you actually take this mouse and you put it on the y-axis and you click and you hold it up or down, you're able to expand it or lower it down. So let's go ahead and just move it up, expand it. So now you're going up by 2s. Alright. Now the next thing is we're going to explore these buttons over here. What do they actually do? We're not going to be able to use all of them today. Just some, just to get you ready for your project. So the mouse, we'll get to that later. Just the mouse will be able to control everything. You're able to click and move things. So you want to start off by clicking on points. So you want to create a point. And I want to plot, let's say 2, 4. There's my point. If you notice right over here, it shows you point A is 2, 4. Now I want to plot 6, 4. So I'm going to go 6 and up 4. I've got 2 points now. Now next, let's go ahead and plot 2 and up 10. So 2, 10. And we're going to go 6 and up 10. Double check your points here. You got 2, 4, 6, 4, 2, 10, and 6, 10. Now the mouse, if you click on the mouse, you could go ahead and click on a point and just hold it and you move it around anywhere you want. Let's go ahead and just drop it back to where 2, 10 was. Now the next thing is I want to create a line segment. I want to create a line segment between A and B. So I'm going to go to this right over here. And this tells me that this is a line. So I click on this down menu. Now I either want a line, a segment, or array. Those are the 3 things that we've introduced in class. Now I want a line segment, something that's going to end with 2 endpoints. Click on segment from A to B. Now let's say I want to create line. So click on this drop down menu again and go to line. Now if you notice about line, look at the difference between line and segment. Line keeps going, doesn't stop, right? We know that from class. The line segment does end with my 2 endpoints, A and B. Now the next thing I want to do is I don't want this line anymore. I don't like it. So I want to just go back. I want to erase it. So two things that I can do. I can either click on the mouse, click on the line, press delete, or if I think that I made a mistake, I could just rewind that and just press the undo button and it undoes it for me. Or I could just undo it again. Now the next thing that I want to do, I want to go ahead and finish off the shape. So I'm going to close it up with a line segment. Here's my line segment. Click on C, click on A, I'm done. Click on C, click on D, I'm done. And then click on D, click on B, I'm done. I've got my shape. It's closed, I'm all set. Now the next thing that we need to know is how to actually measure angles and distance of your line. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this bar right over here where it says angle. Now if you click on the drop down, I can either look at angle or distance. Let's go ahead and look at angles first. Now in order for me to do angle, you have to click on 3 points and go clockwise to be able to measure that angle. Remember clockwise, so if I'm looking at a clock, I'm starting here and I gotta go to the right. So let's say I want to find the measure of angle D, or angle, we call it CDB. So the way that I'm saying it is the way that I would put it, and I would click my buttons for me to find that angle. So I'm gonna go C to D to B. If you notice, it creates this green shape that shows me that I'm going with this angle that's on the inside. Now let's undo it real quick. This is not the way that you would do it. You would not go counterclockwise, because look what would happen. Let's say I go B, then D, then C. What do you notice? It goes to the angle on the outside. That is incorrect. We are not measuring the outside. We're measuring the inside. So let's go ahead and undo that. And we're going to go clockwise. We're going to go C, D, B. And let's go ahead and finish off everything as well. We're going to go B, A, C. That gives me this angle. Then we're going to go D, B, A. That's this angle. And then the last one is for C. We're going to go A, C, D. Notice they're all 90 degrees. Now, this is getting too overwhelming. I can't see things, so I'm going to take the mouse and I can actually click on the measurement 90 degrees and just move it. Just move these just to make them look a little nicer, just so you're able to see things a little clearer. Now the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to measure the line segments. What is their measurements? So we're going to go in the same bar where it was angle, but instead of angle, we're going to go to distance or length. And for this one, all you have to do is click on the line segment and it finds the measure for you. So I want to click on segment CD. It gives you the measurement. It's 4. Remember, look what it says, centimeters. So this is 4 centimeters. Let's click on DB. That's 6 centimeters. AB, 4 centimeters. And AC, 6 centimeters. Now again, you could click on the mouse and you could just go ahead and move these just to make them look a little neater. Ooh, there we go. So we got 4 centimeters, 6 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 6 centimeters. If you notice, you've got these two sides that are equal and these two sides that are equal. Ladies and gentlemen, this would be called a rectangle. Good job. Now the last thing that I want to do with this is I want to change the labels. Let's say I don't like A, C, D, B, right? So you want to go to where this move the graphics view is, and you want to drop it down, and you want to go to show/hide label. When you click on that, you click on the point that you want to change the label for. So let's say you want to change the label for C. You double click it, and it gives you the point for it. Now you want to go to Object, Properties, and it changed the names. So rather than C, I'm going to put R. Close it up. Click on it. Shows you point R. Now let's go ahead and change the point D. Click on it. Double click. Object Properties. I don't want D. I want Q. Close it up. Click on the label. Click on the point. There's point Q. So what we learned today is how to plot your points, how to create line segments, how to create lines, how to measure angles, how to measure line segments, and how you change your labels, and also how to undo things. Now the last thing that you would need to do is you need to save this for me and be able to send it. Now you won't be saving this form, you'll be saving your project. So how you would save something like this, you would go to File, Save As, and you want to save this in your documents. You can name it anything. You could say GeoGebra Activity 1. And what you do, you would save this, and then you would go ahead and you would upload it to your email and you would send it to me. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in a bit. Take care.